Now this is so revolutionary that there's very few things I lose sleep about. But this thing here is waking me up because I want to know more about it. And, you know, on this note, I want to introduce you to one of my best friends, Sam Assil.
Hey, thanks. Does anybody have any good jokes? All right. So Joe hit on a subject. It's about awareness, right? So let me just see a show of hands. How many professional real estate people do we have in this room right now? How many brokers? How many agents? Got 1, 2, 3. Okay. So my background, I've been in real estate since 1984, and I'm a real estate broker. I've done a lot of deals. Blah blah blah. Has anybody seen that video I did about 5 years ago that Monica sent out on the YouTube about what the banks aren't telling you? Has anybody seen that? One person? Okay, 2 people. All right. Yeah, that was an awakening experience for me to have that happen. So basically, it's about, why is everybody here today? Why are you all here?
Make money.
Make money, right?
Learn new things.
Learn new things. Better your life. Maybe some people are here because you're tired of your JoeyB and you're looking for another way, perhaps in real estate, which can be extremely lucrative, right? So let me start by sharing a little experience of what happened with me and how my awakening went. So a lot of years ago, I did a big project on a building I had for 26 years, which was very dear to my heart. To get out of it, only to realize, oh my God, all the money got away from it. All right, the banks made all the money. And it's okay. I made a little bit. I got out. I didn't lose like so many people did back in 2007, 2008. So when that happened, the awakening started to happen with me.
Hey Bruce, listen, thank you for coming tonight. And tell me, this was your first time at our meetup, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me, what did you think?
I was super impressed, Joey. I was really super impressed. I know you a little bit from Renatus. I'm always impressed with your stories about real estate deals you've done, how you've saved, the day. So I listen when I see you stand up to talk. I never knew that you were a great speaker like this.
Thank you.
I was impressed by Sam too. I was like, this is a place I really want to bring my people to too.
Good.
Yeah.
You're very welcome. But let us tell you, because you're part of our Renatus program.
Yeah.
But tell us about where you're at with regard to mortgage acceleration and what you thought of Sam's delivery on mortgage acceleration.
I met Santos Kid back a year ago.
And who is Santos?
Santos owns a company called Sweep Strategies. He's the one who really brought mortgage acceleration to Renatus.
And he's the guy from Hawaii.
Hawaii, he's a comedian, he's a magician, he's really cool. I love the guy.
Yeah.
So I've always been impressed with his presentations, but I've been learning real estate investing, so there's so much other stuff. I didn't have time to delve into this, although I wanted to. And I got so turned on by the presentation today. It was like my clientele is law firms, lawyers. I said, I gotta get you guys in front of these lawyers.
So when I started to awaken, I went to some classes, I met people like Jedrick Griffin, I learned about that, why things are, how they are. And actually I got a little pissed off about it, okay? I got a lot pissed off about it. And I said, well, okay. So I made that video and I didn't have an answer. But now, being involved with Joe and with the group I'm with Renatus, man, I have found an answer. And it's really, let me backtrack just a second here. What is money, everybody? What is money really? Can anybody answer that question for me? Somebody, what's money?
Exchange of energy.
Right on, John. Yeah, I was waiting for someone to say fiat reserve currency paper, but ultimately it's an exchange of energy. So money really represents your energy, all right? And what is your energy? What are you doing with your energy? Well, maybe you're working a 40-hour job or a 50-hour job. Maybe you're leveraging your energy because you're smart and you're getting way more for the time you put in. But ultimately, it's about your energy, right? How many homeowners do we have in here? Okay. How many investors do we have in here? How many of you have mortgages? Okay, so you all know you're paying a tremendous amount of interest, right? Would you say so, right? Wouldn't you benefit if instead of putting all that money into the bankers' pockets, okay, we need you bankers, but how about if we learn the rules a little bit better and we keep it in our pockets? Does that make sense?
Amen.
Amen to me, man.
Say amen.
Amen. Okay, let me do that.
coming. I think this is our sixth meetup, and I think you've been for every one of them.
I believe I have, yeah.
You're one of the old timers.
Dedication,
right?
yeah.
All right. Listen, let me ask you, what motivated you, and what are your goals and aspirations with real estate investing?
I have many goals centered around real estate investing, but one of my first major milestones is to replace my earned income with passive income. So for me, my magic number is about 40 units. So I'm trying to get up to 40 rental units.
Okay. And listen, we you met Sam every time you've been here, but he was the featured speaker today. What did you think about Sam and through the content that he delivered today?
The content was mind blowing. I mean, you saw it in there. Everyone just kind of like jaws dropped, minds blown. You know? It's definitely something that actually before Monica came and got me, we were talking about that right now. We're still trying to wrap our head around it, but in a good way. You know, we all understand it at a high level, but we just want to like get it. You know what I mean? Like
It's got to go from
yeah.
the head to the heart to the gut.
Exactly.
If you don't really know the idea behind simple interest versus amortization, you fall for smoke and mirrors. It's really simple. How many people here are in the process right now are thinking about debt consolidation? Who knows debt consolidation, right? What's typically that you do for debt consolidation?
Home equity loans, right?
Or you refinance.
Refinance.
You take all your debts, you put them in one, and you refinance. And when you refinance, now you're on amortization, and it sounds like you're paying less, because maybe you are a little bit in the monthly payment, but really what you're really doing is you're paying way, way more. Only because that is kind of what's taught to everybody. All the mortgage brokers are talking about refinancing, debt consolidation. That's where they all make the most money. So the guys that I admire are the guys that have their properties paid for, all right? That have learned how to do it. Does anybody here know the difference, what simple interest is versus amortization? You do. Yeah, well, you've been around a while. Right. This man he's a good contractor. Go ahead.
I think simple interest is when it doesn't compound, right?
Yeah, simple interest is very simple, right? Amortization is when it's your compounds and you're paying all the interest up front. And typically amortization is the way most people they can afford to buy their properties through amortization, because it'll keep the payments lower. But ultimately the rule of amortization is this: whatever interest rate that you have that they're giving you, do this. You double the interest rate and you add a zero, and that's your true interest rate. That's your true rate. So that 3.5% or 5.5%, that is really non-existent. And if you graph it out to see, you're all paying all the interest up front. And when I did that little video, in the first 7 years, you didn't reduce anything. And then as a realtor, I always know this, that the average homeowner will refinance or they'll sell their property within 7 years. And you'll never pay that interest rate that they give you. Because if you figure out interest is simply you figure out what you're paying to the bank, right? What you're paying in principal, what you're paying in interest, and those interest rates are crazy in the beginning. So you're never getting ahead.
And so what is something new that you've learned and that obviously excited you tonight?
There's a few things I'd like to point out too. One, how credit score changes every day, and further, the home equity
Line of credit?
Yes, sir. The HERSOC.
HELOC.
Yes,
Perfect,
sir.
Perfect.
Thank you. The HELOC is definitely something I couldn't have even imagined. Seeing how my parents have had mortgages and hearing them talk about it throughout the years, I feel as though some people really haven't had the opportunity to gain the knowledge of somebody to tell them what it is. And the HELOC really gives you more freedom with your energy. And amen. It's something that I was really glad to come and see with Mr. Sam Assil and you yourself, Joey.
Okay. Well, very good. Sasha, thank you very much.
I appreciate your time. Yes, sir.
All right.
Simple interest. So we're going to talk about some tools here. A tool, all right? Lines of credit are tools, and there's many different types of tools available. But I'm going to only speak about one tool today. Way too much. It's a long thing to talk about. So we're going to only talk about HELOCs. home equity lines of credit. So a tool like this is a way to get out of debt. And I'm only going to address mortgages, but you can use these tools whether or not you have a mortgage or not. They will still work for you. But you have to have the right mindset, and you have to have some discipline to be able to do it. I'm going to do a little example on this board in a minute how that can work, and we'll see what the number is. So think of it like this. A line of credit used properly is like a ladder to get you out of debt. Refinancing with debt consolidation is like using that ladder, you get up to the top of the hole, and you fall right back in again, and it starts all over again. And that's perpetually what is happening in our industry. And the mortgage brokers and the real estate brokers, they really aren't caring to learn, because they're pretty much all thinking about their money, and that's what they're taught. They don't have the knowledge. So knowledge is power, right? Who agrees knowledge is power? All right, wrong. Who do I get you, right? It's not. Knowledge is only power if you use it and you implement it, right? Knowledge is the beginning. So that is a big reason why I'm so impressed and grateful to be with people like Joe, like Jana, like Monica, like Dwayne, like a lot of you in here that I know, right? So, excuse me. Let's take an example. Let's take an example and make it clear. So let's say you have a $300,000 loan, okay? So I'm going to put $300K. And you have an interest rate of 6%. So that payment is $1,800 each month. And you all know that never changes, and that goes on for 30 years, right? And if you really graph it out, you'll see it's not really until you're 17 where you start matching the amount of principal that's being paid by the amount of interest. So even the term principal, interest, taxes, and insurance is a misnomer, everybody. It should be interest, taxes, principal, and then insurance. If you said it that way, you kind of have the right order on what we're talking about. Now, this is on a 30-year program. So now, what I know now, so let's imagine that your credit's decent. So if you could qualify for a refi, then most likely you'd be able to qualify for a home equity line of credit. So let's say in this example, you opened up a home equity line of credit of $25K, right? So you've got $25,000 available to you to use. And let's just say it's at 6%, okay? Just for convenience sake, 6%. As a matter of fact, we checked today, and those HELOCs are quite a bit less than 6%. But in this example, even if this was 16%, you'd be way better off. And you're going to see as I show you. So when you open that up, you're not paying for anything unless you use it. So let's just say you took $15,000 that you're going to use, right? Because you always want to leave some reserve in that for yourself. So if you took $15,000 and you applied it to pay this down by $15,000, what would your mortgage balance be now, Orlando? Come on, man.
285.
285. Right. Okay. So 300 minus 15 equals $285,000. So who knows how long it would take you to reduce your principal from this when you start to this? How many years do you think, or how many payments do you think that would take to reduce it from here to here? Any ideas?
11 years.
Any more? Go ahead.
200 or 300 payments.
Well, okay. Anybody else? I mean, I have the answer right here, everybody. So I just want to see. Okay. Well, so actually, when I pulled an amortization schedule on that same amount, $300,000 at 6% on a 30-year term, it would take you exactly 45 payments till your balance is down to $284,971. So 45 payments. Who's got a calculator? I need an assistant. All right.
4 years.
Yeah. What's 45 times 1,800?
48 is
45 times 1,800.
Yes.
81,000.
Okay, so let me just do this. All right. Making myself a little clearer here. Okay, so you got 25K, 15 at 6%. We have 285 is the balance. And now you would have paid 45 payments, $81,000. Right? And that's pretty much how everybody does it. And that'll primarily be interest. So now let's look at what happens now. So over 45 payments, you made $81,000. What is 6%? What's $15,000 at 6% yearly?
$900 per year.
900 per year. Okay, so here's how the banks figure it. Take 900 divided by 365. You're going to figure on it daily.
About $2.47.
So $2.40 a day. Now take that by times that by 31.
$76.40.
Okay, so to do this, it would cost you $76.46 every month to reduce to wipe that out.
Hey, Kelly, listen, thank you for coming tonight. And this is our 6th meetup. And you've been to every one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So obviously we're getting a good, we're getting some good vibes, right? If
Yeah.
you're coming back 6 times.
Yeah, good knowledge here, a lot of energy, a lot of good insight on things. You leave knowing at least where you want to go as far as what, whatever the meetup is about. If you didn't know the information, you at least know where to go next.
Good. And hey, what did you think about, well, I know you know Sam because you've been here 6 times here, but what did you think about his content, what he was talking about today?
I felt it was really good for people to know, because as you can tell, the room was completely quiet after he was done explaining what he explained. So that shows that, he brought something to the table that no one knows about, and that could possibly change people's lives. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good.
All right, now you're coming to the 7th one?
I'm coming to the 7th one.
Well, very good. Well, listen, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
On your loan, all right, one-time shot, take you 2 minutes, you write a check. Lines of credit are like checking accounts. You write a check. Now, all of a sudden, you've saved yourself $77,000 over that time. Does everybody see that? How that works? So what would you do? What would you do with that extra money? Now imagine if you did that once a year. Or if you did that every 6 months, if you could, right? So what Joe was talking about, how to reduce your payment, how to reduce that 30-year payment is simply by doing something like this. Now the other typical way that your brokers are telling you, hey, make an extra payment or make extra principal payments. So remember, if you do that directly on the amortization loan, all you're doing is you're saving the time on the back, all right? But if you do it by paying it down through this, you're just transferring money that was here into this side of the equation, and you're paying way less for it because you're paying simple interest. So you're paying way less. And there's actually just some calculations you can use so you can figure out exactly how many years it will take to pay your mortgage off, whether it's a 30-year or even a 15-year. Because again, how do you figure amortization, everybody? What's the real rate? When your mortgage broker tells you, hey, I got a 3.25 or 3.5% rate, what is that rate really? Double the number, add a 0, and that's pretty much what it is. That's a fact. That's not being made up. You get a tax savings for that? Yeah. Is it worth the tax savings to pay $77,000 extra? No. Okay. You can do the best of both worlds if you plan it right. So there's even tools you can use with these lines of credit where you can take your car payment and get rid of it, or your other debts, and you consolidate them. So what if you were able to do $30,000? It just speeds up your process even more, and you're able to keep more of your hard-earned money for yourself.